Sammin Fans, welcome to my gorillas tutorial. Today I want to show you some tips and tricks how to play gorillas on each map. What's important to know about gorillas? Position near the basket, work as a team and stay together. Weapon rolls, they depend on the comp. Roller, shooter and other weapons with high mobility should focus on the small fry. Know how to lure the gorillas the safest path and be aware to delure if necessary to enable access to the eggs you might have lying around the basket. This might be especially important on high tide when the gorillas spawn faster. Let's start with spawning grounds. The best position is right next to the basket, and the easiest to deal with gorillas are the ones that come from the left. More difficult are the gorillas that come from the right side. You can barely hit the weak spot to stun the gorilla in time, and like this example, it often results in a team wipe. So we gotta make sure to let the gorilla pass the basket. We have two options to get the gorilla to the left side. One is standing or clinging right next to the little ledge. The gorilla will go a longer way, which gives us some time to collect eggs in case of chaos or to drive teammates. The second option is we stay near the basket or on the left side of the ledge, but we need to make sure to let the gorilla pass the basket and not go on the top. Here again, right next to the ledge, the gorilla will go the long way. On the ledge, the gorilla will go the short way. Sometimes it's necessary to lure the gorillas away from the basket. When you have a lot of eggs around the basket, but the quota isn't met or there is some chaos going on. By using the walls jumping on and off, you are safe from the small fry and you can control how far you want to lure the gorilla away. Once everything is back under control, let them come back to the basket. Let's talk about small fries. Small fries can become very fast a problem. If I have myself a weapon which is good to take care of them, I change my focus on the small fries once the gorilla is stunned. So my team can keep shooting at the gorilla and the eggs are collected fast. We also shouldn't forget about the specials. One of the best specials is probably the stingray. This random uses stingray very well and stunned two lined up gorillas. Another random uses the splash bomb. Maybe a little too late for the kill, but good to clear small fry. Well done. Also good, but often underrated, is a bomb rush. Bomb rush can help to stun gorillas, clear small fry, and does damage to the gorilla itself. Let's look at Moana's Bay now. Pretty common for Moana's Bay is to lure the gorilla behind the little squared platform and kill them there. This is safe and easy, but you might struggle with quota since the eggs are a little far from the basket. To get the gorilla close to the basket, position yourself on the grates and jump over. The gorilla will keep going straight. If your team is positioned on the little squared platform and you have faith they're gonna get the gorilla to stun, you can stay near the basket and take care of the small fry right away. A good position to safely delure on bay to let your teammates collect eggs is the end of the map. Make sure you don't get caught by the gorilla or small fry. This can be also helpful to lure a single gorilla away if there is too much chaos with two gorillas. In Moana's Bay, we can de-aggro the gorillas by being on the elevator. You shouldn't do it unless it's necessary, since it might catch your teammate off guard. Do it either early on, if you have a strong weapon like Elita or Hydra, or to use for example in Stingray safely. Be aware of losing control of the situation when you de-aggro. If the gorilla is stunned and you move on the elevator, it won't de-aggro. If the gorilla doesn't get killed, it will be still on you. Honest outposts we position best on the upper ledge behind the basket. The easiest gorilla are the ones that come from the right side. If they come from the middle, we position right next to the basket and back off once they are about to turn the right way. By the way, Elita are one of the best weapons to stun a gorilla immediately. It takes only one shot, while other charger need at least two. If the gorilla comes from the left, either go right next to the ledge and jump over when the gorilla is close, or by wall clinging on the pillar like this player. But consider your weather might need to help to take care of the small fry. Two gorillas from the left can be tricky. I prefer to jump on off the ledge over wall clinging. if necessary, escape to the back of the house. Talking about escaping, the backside of the house is a good way to lure the grillers away if needed. Not only to let your team run eggs, but especially if you and your team couldn't stun the griller and they are about to go up the ledge and possibly team wipe. And once again, jump on and off to keep them under control to let them easily come back. When someone needs smokyard, I prefer to position on the left next to the basket. Easiest to manage when the griller comes from behind. If the griller comes from the right and you are positioned on the left, either cling on the little wall if you are surrounded by small fry, or be ready to swim up the wall once the griller is closed. Also, as you can see, the Hydra is another insanely strong weapon for grillers. Make sure to support them by keeping the small fry away. If the griller comes from the left, just do the same. Use the little wall to direct the griller next to the basket and don't let them go up, to make sure you and your team get to hit the weak spot. On normal tide, you can easily use the back walls to lure the grillers away from the basket, to either let your team run egg safely or to get control back if the situation escalated. On high tide, you might need to be more flexible and change your position often to stay safe. Just as on Moana's Bay, you can de-aggro the grillers from you by moving on the van platform. Make sure to use it wisely. We haven't spoken about the inkjet yet, did we? Safest usage is to hover over the basket so the griller can't kill you and try to stun or damage the grillers, as well as killing the small fry. Ruins of Polaris is another tricky map for grillers. Best is to be aware of from which directions the griller come and if possible to stun and kill them before they reach the top. Blast is, by the way, another good weapon group to take care of the small fry. So, if you can't manage to kill a griller before it reaches the top, lure them either back or let them pass by using one of the middle walls. Since we were struggling with two grillers and my teammates were focused on the other griller, I kept mine away while trying to still get some damage. If it happened that the griller has reached the top and it's on a teammate, you can try to reach its weak spot by being in the inner circle around the basket, but be careful. Using the rails on arc while high tide can sometimes be the only option you have to stay safe. Since you are at risk to get crushed by the grillers at the end of the rails, it's best, if possible, to move in circles or jump up to win some time. In best case, it gives your teammates also some consistency to adapt to the griller movement. Let's review. Grillers is probably one of the modes that requires the most teamwork. You need to be aware of how and where to lure them, as well as knowing when to lure them away, to enable egg running or getting lost control back. You have to take care of the small fry to deliver the eggs as fast as possible and to get back in position. As always, don't forget to use the specials, all of them are useful. I hope this tutorial was a little helpful. Thanks for watching.